In recent years, transportation system development very quickly, so they bring so many benefits for us. For example, we can travel to other countries by plane, and it just costs maybe an hour. So there's also increasing migration population, and when the immigration population increased, there comes some problem, and the problem is race. I know this topic is sensitive for someone and not comfortable for someone to talk about, but let we familiar with race theory first. Race theory is means people distinguish people in different level by their race or their color, their skin color. This sounds unequal, and this is also people doing unconsciously. So some professor create a critical race theory this class. And there have a questions that we often talk about. It is time to add critical race theories into our curriculum. My answer is yes. So I will explain why I felt yes, because we need to familiar with critical race theories, what is work, what is the main point, and next how it's work, how it affect our education environment. And the next one is why some state banned it. The reason is what? Okay, let's move on. First, we talk about what is critical race theory. It means we use this tool to identify the unequal problems in our law, in our policies, and try to help us to recognize the problems and how law and system rested affect the law. So at that moment, we just try to figure out which laws is unequal, is to decrease other rate. And the second main point is critical race theory is a tool to disrupt the myth. The myth in our law, in our policies, make us feel can make us to be unequal to others. So this help our to be more objectivity and more neutrality. So critical race theory is help us to be more equal and try to figure out which kind of unequal problem in our law. And the second part is how it works. In UCLA, professor just use intersectionality. What is intersectionality? It means professor will put an example to the student, like the bar chart. It shows how many police telling the colored person rates, and student need to figure out which kind of operation with them. They have four different type of operation. First is individual, second is interpersonal, and the third one is institution, and the last one is ideological. And after a student figure out, recognize which kind of operation in the in the example, student their feedback said they be familiar to other culture, other skin colors, people facing inconvenient and unequally. So they will be more friendly to other people who have different color to their classmate. So next one is happening in May 16, 2021. It's posted by a newspaper. And this situation is like they have a whole class, only one black student, and one day the professor walking and say they have someone stealing. All of students face to the black one, and they didn't say anything, but their eyes just said, "Did you stealing anything?" And at that moment, does it equal? Because the black student is black. So in this province, critical race theory is a great tool to help us to decrease this happen again. So why we don't add in this class into our curriculum? Okay, let's we move on. Why some state banned it? And latest report from 2021 August, also from the newspaper. And one state decision maker said, plus critical race theories build the idea to teach our students that white people will always be attacker and the black people always be victim. But this is true because critical race theories is teach us to figure out to recognize the error in the system in the laws. So why we think the white and black people, one is attacker, one is victim. It does not make sense. So it means the decision maker is not really understand what is the main point of critical race theory. And this is not the only example. The next example is on 2021 August. It's also posted on newspaper, and it's happening in Florida. And Florida make decision makers said they're banning critical race theories because this class teaching their students to hate other, to hate different race, to hate their environment. But it also not make sense. And critical race theories is focused on figure out what is unequal, what is a problem in our law, in our systemic, and it's not build a raised flag flag to fight with others. So in this point, they banned it, but they didn't really understand what is work. So does this time to to add critical race theories into our class? I was yes, and I agree with it. And also, critical race theories help our students to understand different colored people face inconvenience, and also some state banding because they didn't really understand what it is. So critical race theory is help us to build a more equal environment to our life.